Steve Bowers.
Jordan Dyer.
Welcome you to 6 in the City. We got a busy show today. Things coming up. We want to review quickly. Well, this week we started out with the Jackson Symphony.
Yes.
Ribbon cutting at their new offices on Liberty Street if you're looking for the symphony. Then last Friday we had the Sheriff's Department hosting Law Enforcement Memorial Day, which is a very appropriate thing to do. The 60th anniversary of the Old Country Store, and if that weren't enough, the City of Jackson Mental Health Court and an award presentation for Judge Blake Anderson. So that was all Friday. That catches up now. So where do we go from here?
Well, this week is very packed full of events and updates. So first we're going to hear from A.J. Massey, the county mayor, on Madison County historic milestones. So how we're progressing as a county, as a community. So excited to hear about that. We're going to hear from Lisa Garner, who is the CEO of the Co. And the Scale Up Kitchen program that they have.
Yeah, for food entrepreneurs, right? We're going to find out about
I know. Yeah. Joseph Lane, Post Commander, and Jackie Utley on the VFW Memorial Day commemoration. Juanita Latham, Marketing, and Chelsea Irvin with Aero Athletics in their many summer camp programs.
Oh, that's right.
We're going to hear from Trey Cunningham from United Way of West Tennessee on their Alice program.
Some disturbing data, but we're going to get into it.
And that's right. And then we're going to hear from Bart Swift from the Juvenile Court Clerk and his role in Strong Connection.
Yes, we're going to find out. Start introducing public officials right here. And beside that, Justin Williams is with us. That's all coming up on this 6 in the City.
Hi, I'm here to ask the people of Jackson to be a part of a groundbreaking program, 4 Minute City.
Every minute you don't get help after a sudden cardiac arrest, your chance of survival decreases by 10%.
That's why Friends of Heart and the Jackson Fire Department have created a care team.
A group of everyday citizens trained, equipped, and ready to save lives in our community.
Please call this number or visit our website.
Together, we can save lives.
Every 3 years, the American Public Power Association recognizes public power companies that demonstrate proficiency in reliability, workforce development, safety, and system improvements. The recognition, RP3. The highest level RP3 is the Diamond RP3. In 2023, JEA's Electric Division received the Diamond RP3 Award for the 8th consecutive time. This never happened before, but it's JEA today. Tired of internet that leaves you waiting and monitoring your usage with extra fees? Switch to EPlus Broadband from the Jackson Energy Authority for fiber optic internet with the fastest speeds to keep everyone connected. Enjoy being online as much as you want without worrying about extra fees or data usage limits. Perfect for when you need to download and upload large files, stream videos, or use your favorite video conferencing app. EPlus Broadband, fastest internet, no data caps, no slowdowns, no worries.
Welcome back to 6 in the City. We're going to start off with a bang today. Lisa Gardner is with us. She's CEO of the Co. And we'll talk about the Co coming in a few minutes, but you got a program for food entrepreneurs, which there are a plethora of those in our area, right? Okay, called Scale Up Kitchen. So what is this?
Yes. So it's directed for restaurant owners, food truck operators, and even those that own catering kitchens. It's really, it's a 4-month program. Commitment is about 4 hours per week, and it's walking them through everything from like business operations, kitchen operations, helping them really just kind of think through how they can scale, how they can grow, how they can be more profitable, which is something that we know, well, all business owners need, but sometimes especially those in the food service. So it's for entrepreneurs in 5 counties, so Madison, Haywood, Hardeman, Tipton, and Fayette counties. And like I said, it's a 4-month program. We'll start with kind of like an online business accelerator. There's a lot of one-on-one coaching to kind of develop an action plan, and then some workshops. Some of those are in person, some of those are virtual. And then it ends with 2 really fun elements. So one is a food showcase, which is kind of like a food tasting event, which we'll be inviting the community to. And then we'll tell you guys about it so you can be there.
That's our kind of event.
Yeah, we're there.
And then also a pitch competition. And we're giving away $50,000 worth of prizes. So this is sponsored by the Ford Philanthropy. We're very thankful for them. This is the 2nd year we've offered the program. Some of our local favorites, Skillet Junction, actually won last year. So yeah, it's just a great program. It really just kind of, again, it's helping business owners think through how they can grow and scale. So for many of them, they'll probably think that the prize money is the best part. but really the knowledge that they will gain throughout the entire program is the best part.
Okay, so what they're gaining from this is not just knowledge of how they can set up around, Blue Oval 4, but it's things that they can apply and use.
Just things they can apply and grow wherever they are.
Okay.
So if they have a catering company and they're thinking, maybe at some point I would like to do a brick and mortar as well, or they've got a food truck and they're thinking, what would this look like to have a brick and mortar? Or they're brick and mortar and they want to think about catering, more business to business sales, just any kind of place. Almost all entrepreneurs, wherever they are, they're thinking about how they can grow. And sometimes
Lisa,
they don't know how to get there.
Yeah,
So.
when does this start and how do people apply?
Yeah, so they can apply through May 31st on our website, which is attheco.com/scale-up. Head there and apply. And then, like I said, the program runs for about 4 months.
It starts when?
It will start in June.
June. So you got till the end of this month.
End of this month, yes.
Okay.
Apply.
Are there any kind of requirements?
Not really. It's 4 different stages. So even if they're in the startup mode, they could still apply. And then when we have that pitch competition at the end, they'll only be competing against other food entrepreneurs in their same phase.
So they will pitch what?
They'll pitch their business. They'll pitch their concept. They're trying to win prize money, so they're going to show that they would be, stable and what they would do with the money when they
So
grow.
it's not pitching for investors or whatever. It's
Not really,
It's just
no.
a description of focusing,
Yeah, focusing
forcing
on
you to, forcing you to focus.
yes.
how
And the
you use
judges
your
come from where?
Normally, they're probably going to be coming from Ford Philanthropy. So coming from whatever Detroit or wherever with that, and then like last time we had some local bankers as well as judges. So
Yeah.
Okay. And there will be food in some of this too.
there will be food.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
The tasting.
we'll be there.
Put us
Yes.
down for the tasting. tasting.
Okay, I'll do that
All right.
for sure.
Well, this is a project of the CO, and
Yeah.
people hear of the CO, whatever. Some people don't know what the CO
Yeah.
is, how it's organized, what it's supposed to be doing.
So we are a hub for entrepreneurship. So that can mean a lot of different things. We have a physical space. So we have co-working. We have rooms that people can rent if they want to have meetings. We have an event space. We have a lot of different workshops and networking opportunities. So we're really there as a resource hub for people as they're starting and growing their businesses.
They can't operate and run their business out of here. They're like, if they're, a hairstylist.
Not a hairstylist, but
Okay.
If they had something where they were basically normally going to rent an office, they could start with us.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
And so you just pay a monthly fee or?
Monthly fee.
Monthly fee.
Yeah,
You be a part of the
$75
co.
per month. Very
All right.
affordable.
Well, that's open for any entrepreneur, but if you're a food entrepreneur,
Scale Up Kitchen is
Scale
for
Up
you.
Kitchen is it.
Yep.
Once again, that address to apply.
It's attheco.com/scale-up.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Lisa, it's always good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Appreciate the work of the CO. It's exciting.
Yeah.
Right here with the in this southwest region. There are how many entrepreneur groups across the state? They
So
follow
we're one of
congressional?
8 through the
okay.
Launch Tennessee network.
All right, great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this has been a special part of this city. Well, we're going to be talking to somebody coming up next. I'm going to find out who it starts. I'm singing for the mayor's here. The mayor's here. Mayor's
you
here.
looking
We'll be
for?
talking to him next as we continue this 6 in the city.
A water system includes everything from wells to water storage to water lines to treatment, with constant lab testing to ensure water safety. Every 2 years, the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation performs an unannounced on-site audit and evaluation of every facet of a water system. Perfect score, $5.99. In 2024, JEA, for the 4th consecutive inspection, received a $5.99. 8 years of perfect water system scores. That's JEA today.
My name's Graham and I'm 6.
Graham is a very active little boy. When he was 2 months old, he got diagnosed with a temporary platelet disorder, and we just really had kind of a miracle story of him rebuilding his platelets. Receiving a blood donation, it saved his life and gave him time to, for his body to sort out and heal.
Please help kids like me give today.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
A.J. Massey is the mayor of Madison County, Tennessee, and we're honored to have him as a guest. Mayor, it's good to see you.
Thank you for being here. Thanks for working with a mayor's busy schedule.
Okay, well, we're glad to accommodate, and Lisa was glad to jump in as well. Well, it's good to have you here. A special announcement, our population has continued to move up.
Yeah, we're going the right direction, in my opinion, the right direction. U.S. Census Bureau announced back in March, and we've kind of gotten our information together, but as of July of last year, we've surpassed 100,000 residents in Madison County. So that actual number from July of 24 is 100,409 residents.
Wow.
So that's coming up on a year-old information, and of course, those numbers take a while to compile. So I'm thinking, you know, on the basis of what we've been growing since 2020, 2021, we'll probably be above 101,000 at the next census mark in July. So we'll know for sure in 2030.
So they update the census data how often?
Yeah, so I've learned a lot through this process. They take new entrants to the community. They take registrations. They take a lot of data. They take deaths, and they do the math on what they believe our population is currently. So once again, that's look back information.
Okay.
So as of July of last year, we crossed.
But it's considered an official estimate, so you can claim
considered an
this
official estimate. Not a lot of things hinge on that. You know, we have a lot of things that trigger at 100,000 residents.
Right.
Those things will trigger in 2030 as long as our residency remains the same. But as far as planning, it definitely helps somebody like me to understand that we're moving in the right direction. Some things we're doing are working. We also need to be prepared with fire and EMA and sheriff's department and our infrastructure for those. Education system. And that's another indicator. Our education system, our population, student population has grown quite a bit the last couple of years. So once again, new residents are a good thing in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
The people are coming from where, for what reason?
You know, you ask everybody, you're going to get a different opinion on that.
Okay.
They're coming from all over. We do have a lot of out-of-state entrants coming to our market. A lot of California, a lot of Illinois, a lot of New York. I talk to people every week that are here from some of those other states. I think they're moving here for several things. I think our climate is favorable. We have full 4 seasons.
Right.
I think our cost of living is extremely low. Our taxes are very low. You can buy a house for a lot better. Not like you could 4 or 5 years ago, but you still get a lot of house in West Tennessee as compared to some of these other communities. I think people like our politics and like the fact that our government, for the most part, stays out of your life in West Tennessee. We allow you to live life and do what you need to do. So, like I said, you talk to anybody, they'll give you several reasons. Those are some of the reasons that I hear from new entrants to Madison County.
How many towns and cities are considered Madison County?
So we have 3 municipalities. Of course, Jackson is about 2/3 of our population for the county lives inside the city limits of Jackson. We have Three-Way, just north of town. A few thousand residents live up there inside the city of Three-Way. And then we have Meaden, Tennessee, which is a few hundred, kind of to the southwest of Madison County.
Okay,
Right.
so which is a strong contrast to many other counties where you have several municipalities. Gibson County, for example.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look, I get along with all 3 of my mayors, and that's
Yeah.
all I want. I don't need 4 or 5. Some of my friend Nelson Cunningham up in Gibson County, you know, he's got several.
Yeah.
Crockett County, I think, has 7.
Right.
There's lots of municipalities, lots of decision makers, and balancing that is a challenge. Mayor Conger and I get along great, and we don't always agree, but we work together to get to that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
You feel confident that we're preparing adequately for this expansion?
I do, and honestly, you know, Blue Oval always comes up in these conversations, what impact that Blue Oval City is having on West Tennessee. It's having a very positive impact as far as our growth in Madison County. They delayed the truck manufacturing portion of that by about 18 months. Some people were naysayers and thought that was negative news. I can tell you from my perspective, that was great news. It gave us time to do exactly that, prepare. So we're putting a lot of money into our safety, into our infrastructure to make sure that we're prepared for that growth. We're putting a lot of emphasis on taking care of our jail population, making sure if that's impacted by this population that they're taken care of in a dignified manner in the way that we deserve, and our juvenile population, our schools. So it just gives us time and preparation and some runway to make sure we're putting money where it's most effective.
We're in the portion of the year where budgets are being prepared and finalized. We're pretty stable, well along in that process.
It's been a very smooth process this year.
It's been
honestly.
quiet this year.
It has been quiet this year. We've gotten over a couple of humps. I think the school system is ahead of schedule. I think we've got one more back and forth between the county and the schools to get that part right. But honestly, I think in the next week to 2 weeks, we'll be, for essential purposes, finished with our budget process. We'll vote on it. The county commission will vote on that in June, and we'll be set for the next fiscal year.
Okay.
There's so many positives that come with growing and expanding, but also negatives.
Sure.
So how are we preparing for things that come with bigger cities, like increased crime rates?
Sure, absolutely. Well, once again, we have city and county. City has the police department that takes care of the city issues, and then we have our sheriff's department out in the county. And so just making sure we have personnel where they need to be, making sure that we have the number of officers we need. Fire is something that people don't think about, but fire suppression in the county is a little different beast than it is inside the city. because not everywhere has available water in the right manner and the right volumes that they need. So we have to have good firefighters. We have over 200 volunteer firefighters in Madison County, and that's still the way we do business for the most part. And we have several paid as well, but those are good men and women that serve our county well, and they're at the beck and call of that. They're in bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. They may have to get out to go fight a fire, and so making sure that those folks have what they need, the equipment they need, the electronics they need to track storms and things with our EMA. All those are things that we continually invest in, but this just gives an onus to get ready for that and for the growth that's coming.
Mayor, it's good to have you with us.
Yes, thank y'all so much.
Speaking of the fire department, don't forget the fireworks coming up July 4th.
That's right. That's Firefighters Freedom Festival.
Freedom Festival, sure is. We're delighted to have this young man with us, and we're going to be talking to him a little bit later. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the main stage, and the main stage belongs to Justin Williams. Justin, take it away.
Just a little one waiting for a father. No such little hope being less and daughter. Feel the ache and pain of being forgotten. Somehow she wasn't worth it to stay. I am. So worth it to stay. Another guilty face becomes the prophet. Well, I know the shame in the sunflower drawings. Well, it feels so plain and to be forgotten. Somehow she wasn't worth it to stay. I am so worth it to stay. So worth it to stay. Screams out in pain. She can't find her own words. She don't even know your name. I hope you feel her. So worth it to stay. So worth it to stay. So worth it to stay.
Jackson got electric streetlights in 1887. Electricity expanded with the Suburban Street Railway Company. And in 1897, Suburban switched from horse-drawn cars to electric. The company became the Jackson Railway and Light Company. Streetcars plus electric power for homes. Power for home lights was turned on at 6 p.m. and turned off at 10 p.m. After that, go back to gas or kerosene, but it was another step toward JEA today.
For 9 years, the READ team has helped over 2,200 second graders read better through coaching and friendships. Students have increased their word recognition by as much as 300%. Reading on grade level opens the door for Google searches, driver's licenses, and career opportunities. Invest 1 hour a week to give our second graders every chance to read on grade level. Go to thereadteam.org to sign up. The Read Team, changing our community one word at a time. In partnership with JMCSS, Leaders Education Foundation, and United Way of West Tennessee. But you already knew that because you can read.
For the most reliable drinking water supply at the highest quality, reach for the tap. Our tap water is safe and continues to exceed all government requirements. For more information about our drinking water, visit www.jaxenergy.com/JEACCR.
Move over. It's the law. When approaching work vehicles or crews, move over to create a safety zone. It protects utility workers, law enforcement, firefighters, and emergency personnel. It's not an option. Slow down. It could save a life. Stay safe. Move over. Joseph Lane is with us, and he is the post commander of VFW 6496. Jackie Utley is with us, who wears I don't know how many hats, among those the DAR and the Veterans Coalition of West Tennessee and some other things out there. We're headed into a special time of year. That's one of the reasons we got this red, white, and blue on today. Memorial Day, a reflective weekend coming up, and of course Flag Day in June, and then the 4th of July. So it's a combination of reflection and celebration about this country and how special it is. We're glad to have you all as part of all this. So what's coming in now as we go into Memorial Weekend, Commander?
All right, well, we are doing a remembrance program at 9 a.m. this Saturday at Ridgecrest Cemetery.
Okay.
It'll be at the rear of the cemetery at the flagpole. There's also a memorial there as well.
Okay.
Sometimes we'll have as many as 300 people. We would always love to have more. But what that program is for us to recognize those that have fallen during our conflicts and our wars, or those that may have succumbed to their injuries many years later. But it is for the deceased. It is not for the living.
That's right, okay. So that'll be at 9 o'clock this coming Saturday.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
At the flagpole there at Ridgecrest Cemetery. Now, do y'all still decorate that cemetery, or that's done on certain points?
We do that immediately right after that. After that program, we have Trail Scouts. I think we may even have some Boy Scouts.
Probably Boy Scouts, DAR, SAR, just various, and just civilians, just muggles who show up.
Show up to help with this.
Sure, people just in the community.
Yes.
Just want to show up.
The VFW, y'all have what, over 600 flags?
I think that's correct. And
available to, for people to take and find a veteran's grave and place the flag.
Okay. 6496 has become a thriving post, I think. I mean,
it has. I mean, various posts are very active, and then there are some posts that aren't as active, but we've tried to take a step forward in the last 6-7 years, being progressive and doing more in the community for veterans in crisis, veterans in need, supporting the West Tennessee Veterans Coalition that Jackie's part of as well.
Yeah, so it's been a special thing to see. Because VFWs have gone through, I mean, not that we were back there when all this was going on, but we've talked about it. Coming out of World War II, and then when the Korean conflict came on, it was considered a police action, not a declared war. And so some VFWs didn't let Korean veterans in, and then Vietnam, it was a whole kind of thing.
Vietnam was
now I think
even
we're
worse.
The best position we've probably been in a long time to recognize anybody, right?
That's correct, yeah. And most of the veterans that we have in our post are the Vietnam service members. We've lost our last Korean in our World War II that we had, and we've starting to pick up a little bit of Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and a few Iraq and Afghanistan as well.
Okay. Jackie, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to ask about this event this weekend. How did you choose Ridgecrest?
Well, for the last several years, probably at least maybe 10, it was being done there by the VFW. And of course, I'm currently the commander, so it's just one of the assumed responsibilities. So we have just adopted that cemetery. Then the VFW 1848, which is out north on Highland, they adopt Highland Memorial Garden Cemetery.
Okay, and so there'll be a separate thing there.
Correct, yes, sir. I don't think they do a program. I think it's flag placing for the veterans. Yeah.
So, but that work will be done. Speaking of flags, we've got another display that's coming up, and it will be out soon.
Yes, we do. DAR, Daughters of the American Revolution, does our annual Field of Flags, and ours is a little different. We do the 13-star, what's called the Betsy Ross flag, because all of our flags honor Revolutionary War patriots. So we'll have over 200 flags. We'll be at Liberty Park out north, and they'll be installed on June the 7th, before Flag Day. They'll be up through Flag Day and then up through July the 4th, so we'll take them down on July 5th.
So all of those are done in honor of a Revolutionary War.
Revolutionary
veteran.
War patriots.
Okay.
Yes. You don't have to prove it. We don't expect to see your lineage chart.
Certification.
But you know, if you give us your money, we'll put up a flag.
Okay.
So,
But that's the design.
That is the
your
design.
ancestor research to do this. And of course, we were talking about there was the dedication you mentioned today at noon with the one from the Exchange Club.
Exchange Club Field of Flags there at Cumberland Presbyterian on the bypass.
It's a special thing to see. A lot of red, white, and blue, and this is the time of year for it. Congratulations on the continued success of this. But when you walked into that, then you got Jackie along with it.
I wish I could clone her about 10 times. I think everybody would across the city. But yeah, our program's going to be good. We have a guest speaker. We're blessed and honored to have the 25th most decorated service member, and especially the Air Force that'll be speaking.
Okay,
so it's worth it.
9 o'clock at Christmas. Good to see you both.
Thank you.
We're going back to the main stage. Justin Williams is with us. Justin, stage is yours.
Depended on change, it falls on his face again. And well, I know he's trying. He pushed it on down, lost all his faith in him. Oh, and his ego's lying, but he's trying. When he's trying, when he was, oh, his mother's son, and always hiding from his life, he loved, and harder than the brightest sun. It's such a shame the walls divide. She lies wide awake, guilty and tame again, and craving sublime. Pushed it on down, lost all her faith in him. Oh, and her ego's lying, but she's crying. And she's crying. Oh, and he was, oh, his mother's son, and always hiding from his life, he loved, and harder than the brightest sun. It's such a shame that one's divine. It's such a shame that one's divine. When he was his mother's son, and always hiding from his life, he loved, and harder than the brightest sun. It's such a shame the walls divide.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
She was a black female singing country music in the 1970s. Moving to Nashville in 1974, she signed with Johnny Howard and 50 States Records. They recorded different textures of country music, but hit the magic with a contemporary country song in 1977, You've Got to Mend This Heartache. It not only charted Billboard Country, in October 1977, it charted Top 40. Her real name? Not Ruby Falls, Bertha Bearden Dorsey. She was born and spent her early life in Jackson, Tennessee. Welcome back to 6 in the City. Quinetta Latham is with us, and Chelsea Irvin is with us from Arrow Athletics. Summer camp time. Before we get there, let's talk about Arrow Athletics and what all that includes.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
Segment,
yes, we are very excited to be here. Arrow Athletics, of course, as I've stated before, voted Best Gym in Jackson 2023 and 2024. We're a family gym, so we have activities for both adults and for kids as well. Everything ranging from gymnastics to martial arts. We have pro fighters at our gym. We have competition teams. So we're just a well-rounded gym.
Located where?
At 2125 Express Drive, inside of the old FedEx building, over 40,000 square feet of fun.
Okay. Here we go. So there's plenty of room.
Yes.
Right. Now, we got summer camps coming up.
Yes, we are excited to talk about our summer camps. We believe that Arrow Athletics is your summer camp headquarters. We have over 10 specialty camps starting at the age of preschool through school age. These camps include everything from martial arts to warrior, dance, ballet, hip hop. We have gymnastics camps. And then, of course, our full day, full summer superhero themed summer camp as well.
Okay, wow.
So with the summer camps, if they're doing the full day, can you kind of give us like a walkthrough from sun up to sundown? What are they doing all day long?
Okay, sure. So whenever they get to camp, we have morning care. So if you have to get to work super early, we have a place for kiddos to have breakfast and kind of start their day. Then whenever that is over, they get to hit the gym for free play. We then go into our camp opener. We have red floor time every day where we have the morning show, and we do rules and expectations. We go over our Bible verse of the week. We have friends from each age group help with the morning show each day, so it's not just run by coaches. After that, we split into our age groups, and we rotate through all of our amazing activities. So they get gym time. We do on-site and off-site field trips, like not far. We explore our resources close by. Last year, we were blessed to be next door to a church that let us use their yard to go outside. This is actually our first year doing camp in our new building, so we're super excited to have our own outdoor space. We have inflatables we'll get out on Fridays. We have water slide on Friday during Water Week. You name it, we've probably done it. Yeah, yes. We have a weekly theme.
I want you to know
week.
that we have a list of all these different camps that are posted on our Facebook page, 6 in the City on Facebook. So be sure to check that out. Once the show's over, it'll all be posted there. Now, this all-day summer camp starts when?
At 7:30 on June 2nd.
June 2nd. So you need to register now, I take it.
We have open registration, and we are welcoming registration until we are full, but it would definitely be better to register soon because we are rapidly filling up.
Okay.
Yes, and we also have this Thursday in-person sign-up from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. This Thursday, you can stop by.
That'll be the 22nd,
The 22nd, yes, and find out all the information about our different camps and what works best for you. We have half-day options, full-day options. We have a punched pass where you're allowed to choose what 10 days you want to come. And our camps and activity sessions start at $30, and they are worth every cent that you will pay parents.
Yes, so parents can expect their kids to be good and tired whenever they pick them up. So you're going to run it out all day long.
Absolutely.
And I bet the coaches get pretty worn out too. So how many coaches do you have for these camps? Well, how many kids, too?
Well, for our all-day summer camp, we've had over 100 students in the past. This year we are, around 90 something for the fullest week, but each week varies because everybody is signing up on their own schedule. We have a ratio for each age group, so we have, depending on the amount of kids we have, we'll staff for that day, but we have about 15 summer camp coaches that we will rotate through the summer, and they're all amazing group of young people.
How do you sign up? You go where to sign up?
We can sign up through our website, and all of the links can be found on our social media.
Our Athletics.
ourathletics.net. And then, of course, we have our member success team that's ready to take your call, 731-240-1220.
240-1220.
Thank you.
Good to see you both.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having
it
us.
very much.
Appreciate it.
We're on the way with more as we continue this Six in the City.
It stands out in the landscape. It's the newest and largest water tank in the JEA system. Located northeast of McKellar-Sipes Airport, it holds 2.5 million gallons of water. Construction costs just shy of $4 million, but it will supply water and the water pressure necessary to sustain fire hydrants in an expanding industrial and commercial area of Jackson. Meeting needs and building for the future, all a part of JEA today.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a very big mistake. Hey, Joe, you think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have your underground utilities marked before you start digging?
John, that's just for big projects.
Actually, it's for any digging project. Hey, congratulations, Joe. You found your electric line. Remember, safe digging always begins with a free call to 811. You want to borrow my phone, buddy?
Mom was always very self-sufficient, but we started noticing things were off.
I was forgetting my responsibilities at work.
I told Mom we should visit a doctor.
Alzheimer's. It was hard to hear that.
Early detection gave us time to seek information and support as a family. I've never felt more connected with Mom.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Trey Cunningham is with us, and he is with the United Way, Special Duty Counselor in the Financial Empowerment Center.
Yes, sir.
Which has been in existence how long now, Trey?
I'm not sure, but it has definitely been around for quite some time now. It has grew amid, the need for individuals to be able to aptly manage their money. Oftentimes we see that people, they make the money, but it may be mismanaged. And so that's where we come in at the Greater Financial Empowerment Center at United Way, provide free one-on-one counseling and coaching, and just get them to where they need to be, whether that is debt reduction or raising their credit or preparing them to be homeowners.
Okay. Now, people find themselves in financial straits. The money's gone, but the month's not over.
Oh, yes.
How do they get involved with this?
So we actually released United Way of New Jersey releases a report called ALICE, which stands for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, Employed. And so that is not just a report, but it represents a growing number of Tennesseans and beyond who are trying to make ends meet, working hard each and every day, but they're making difficult decisions like between rent or groceries, an emergency room bill, or maybe an expensive medication that they definitely need. So the list goes on and on.
Well, this data says that 44% of Tennessee's 2.85 million households are in that situation.
Oh, yes. And so...
so 44% of our families are struggling.
Yes, sir. And actually, 30% of those are ALICE, qualified as ALICE. Under the federal poverty level, which is somewhat of an outdated instrument, that only qualifies about 14 of those individuals. So prior to ALICE, it would be a much lower number and an inaccurate representation.
It's asset limited, income constrained, but employed. ALICE, all right. So what happens in this program?
So basically, it's not necessarily a program, but it is an ability for us to see the data and for us all to kind of join a collective call and cause to ensure that Tennesseans and beyond are not just getting by, are not just going to work each and every day in vain, that they're growing and becoming having economic mobility. And so with this data, we can pull from that and we can inform our decisions about how we want to help our communities, like the Greater Financial Empowerment Center, the Greater Jackson Financial Empowerment Center. We provide those services and we allow them, the ability to see a better tomorrow and a better future.
If somebody is wanting more information, how can they get that?
They can visit us on uwwt.org. We have a tab, or they can visit United for Alice. And you can put it in a Google search and it'll pop right up.
And then from there, are they scheduled with, appointment with you, or what are the next steps?
So, Alice is a report of its own, and the Greater Jackson Financial Empowerment Center is like a department of United Way. And so anyone, as long as you're in our 15-county service area, and you can see that on our website, on our FEC tab, and you can come get help. All you have to do is reside in that area and be 18 years of age or older.
Do you think that people are willing to reach out, or do you see that it's difficult to get people that are in these situations to take that step to move forward to get the better life that?
So I do believe that sometimes there is a stigma around it, but we all go through things. We're all human. And that's the thing about life is we move forward, we go through things, but we get better with time, and we also need those resources. It's important that, due to things like systemic disparities, geographical, things that affect the ability for individuals to become economically mobile. And so it's important that we provide them with that.
Yeah.
Well, it's hands-on. It's an important part of the United Way effort here in West Tennessee. I think Mayor Scott Conger and the Task Force on Poverty was part of the stimulus for all this, because Matt Marshall was involved in that from the beginning. And so this is a real step.
Oh, yes.
But with lending interest rates and other things that are out in the marketplace, sometimes that, there are things to avoid as well as things to get involved with.
Especially things like predatory lending.
Yeah, but your guidance becomes very instrumental for people.
Yes.
All right. Yes. Well, it's the Alice report. Can people get this report, that data?
Yes. Like I said, they can go to United for Alice. Just search us up on any search engine, or you can visit us on uwwt.org, and you can see our Financial Empowerment Center and all our programmatic initiatives there.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
Appreciate the work, Trent, very, very much. Glad to have this young man with us. And we're going back to the mail. I call him a young man. Compared to me, everybody's young. And so glad to have him with us. Justin Williams. Justin, the stage is yours.
Fire's burning low. And if you cover me in gold, I still have to fight my ghost. And opposites opposed. You go. Whisper softly in my ear, I wish you were here. Whisper softly in my ear, I wish you were here. So tired of feeling low, and if you cover me, I'll fold. And all and all my ghost, and awful, I suppose. Never letting go. Whisper softly in my ear, wish you were here. Whisper softly in my ear, wish you were here. Whisper softly in my ear, wish you were here.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a very big mistake. Hey, Joe, you think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have your underground utilities marked before you start digging?
John, that's just for big projects.
Actually, it's for any digging project. Hey, congratulations, Joe. You found your electric line. Remember, safe digging always begins with a free call to 811. You want to borrow my phone, buddy?
Jackson got electric streetlights in 1887. Electricity expanded with the Suburban Street Railway Company. And in 1897, Suburban switched from horse-drawn cars to electric. The company became the Jackson Railway and Light Company. Streetcars plus electric power for homes. Power for home lights was turned on at 6 p.m. and turned off at 10 p.m. After that, go back to gas or kerosene, but it was another step toward JEA today.
For the most reliable drinking water supply at the highest quality, reach for the tap. Our tap water is safe and continues to exceed all government requirements. For more information about our drinking water, visit www.jaxenergy.com/JEACCR.
Move over. It's the law. When approaching work vehicles or crews, move over to create a safety zone. It protects utility workers, law enforcement, firefighters, and emergency personnel. It's not an option. Slow down. It could save a life. Stay safe. Move over.
Welcome back to 6 in the City. Real honored to have Bart Swift with us. He is the juvenile court clerk in this county, has been for 5 terms.
Hard to believe.
The next term starts next year. The election comes up next year. You say you're running.
Yes.
So everybody else can forget about it.
Well, you know, my statement's going to be, I think the only thing that could gig me, I'm there every day. Got a great staff. We're good to people. We try to help people. But I'm going to use the Bill Belichick. We're about the same age.
Okay.
He's just taken on a Division I program with 80 players, 100 employees, and a 24-year-old girlfriend. Yeah, so if he can handle that, surely I can handle 6
Surely you can
employees.
handle being juvenile court clerk. I want to talk about what Bart is not from here originally. He was born and raised in Nashville, but came here with Lambeth College as it was then.
Yeah.
Were you an athlete?
Sort of. I did run a little track at Lambeth, but my brother ran track at UT. My brother-in-law played basketball at Memphis State.
Okay.
But I was in the middle, sort of jack of all trades, master of none. I ran a little track at Lambeth, but mainly just I was really involved with the Methodist Church. And when I was looking for colleges, my older sister the year before went to Memphis State.
Okay.
And at that time, Martin was in the Tennessee Conference, was a junior college.
Okay,
And
that's
so,
right.
Discovered Lambeth and came here and loved it. And
Wow.
here I am. Yeah.
Married into a local family, right?
Yes, and did not know this was filmed and recorded in Carl Perkins Civic Center, which is, you know, it's good to be here with that.
Yes.
So proud to be Carl's son-in-law, and yeah.
Okay.
That's neat.
We regret Davy's passing very much.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, it's a special
Thank
thing.
you.
Well, you know, court system, all that stuff, if you're involved in it, you're involved in it. But you work with juvenile court, which is actually General Sessions Division II.
Yep.
But it doesn't just work with juvenile issues. It's probate court and a lot of other things.
It is, and I'm not over probate, but we do abuse and neglect aspect, custody, visitation. We do juvenile delinquency, and then a big part of what we do is we do all the unwed child support for Madison County. So all told, that together is sadly about 12,000 active cases.
You're kidding. Yeah. So you're responsible for collecting all that?
Collecting, the state statute of mine is keeper of the records, collector of the fees. And of course, you're managing the office, managing your staff, and always preparing for court. And, you know, we are the front line for phone calls, people coming in with problem, with many with problems, and just trying to help people and get from here to there, So yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, I had no idea we have 12,000 active cases.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's about 6 and 6. Some of them overlap,
Right.
But yeah, we have about 50 to 100.
Is there something you've seen in your experience you want us to know? I mean, because juvenile court, unless we got somebody involved in it, we're not there. Many attorneys never work that.
And so many people are never see it. I saw it one time. Debbie was actually a witness to a crime, and I came with her, and that was really one of the first times I was down there. And
so what do we need to know about the juvenile situation here?
Well, golly, there's a lot of good things going on. Juvenile court services is separate from us, but that's of course, it's the detention center, but it's also the services part.
Right.
Juvenile court's about redemption. Yes, there's major crimes, but many minor crimes, and it's trying to turn around. Of course, adult prisons are about that today too, prisons, but there's so much going on to try to help juveniles turn things around, and that's the goal. When someone's arrested for almost any juvenile crime, you come to juvenile court services, not me, for an intake hearing. They want to know what's going on, like family problems, school, this and that. How can, you did this, it could have been shoplifting, it could have been something small, but help them figure out what's going on to help turn that around. And that's really the goal of juvenile court. An interesting fact, Benjamin Barr Lindsay was one of kind of two, but one of the founders of the American Juvenile Court in the early 1900s. And he saw this. Then juveniles were housed with adults. Okay. And he thought that was wrong, and thinking about the redemption aspect. But he actually lived in Jackson, Tennessee. His father was a radio or a telegraph operator from like 1869 to 1879.
And who was his name?
Benjamin Barr Lindsay.
So one to look up.
He was in Denver, Colorado, and he got it started where separating juveniles from adults and trying to, and more of the redemption aspect.
Christy Little, of course, is juvenile court judge here, and then Walter Baker Harris for decades.
Yes.
Part of that. So we've had an extraordinary history of that, but I was not aware of that origin. It's good to see you. Bart Swift with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you with us, and appreciate it. Don't be a stranger.
I appreciate it.
Keep us up to date with what's going on.
All right.
We're going to be back with more as we continue this very special Six in the City. A rockabilly force of the 1950s, Jackson's Kenny Parchman recorded at Sun Records starting in 1957. But the Sun roster was crowded, and Kenny's recordings were not released, though they are prominently featured in Sun Record sets today. It was through labels in Jackson, Lou, and Jackson that Kenny hit the 45s. His band included Smoochie Smith, George Sykes, Richard Page, Ronnie Parchman, and others. They still have an international fan following today. A Jackson music note, Kenny Parchman.
A water system includes everything from wells to water storage to water lines to treatment, with constant lab testing to ensure water safety. Every 2 years, the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation performs an unannounced on-site audit and evaluation of every facet of a water system. Perfect score, $5.99. In 2024, JEA, for the 4th consecutive inspection, received a $5.99. 8 years of perfect water system scores. That's JEA today.
From time to time, life may throw us a curveball. Even with the best of efforts, maintaining the essentials like utilities can be difficult. With UtiliCare, you can make a donation to help provide utility assistance to families right here in Jackson. Your contribution makes a difference for those families struggling to pay utility bills. Go online to learn more or donate. jacksenergy.com/UtiliCare.
Thanks to all of our guests for being with us. A special time of year, a reminder coming into Memorial Weekend and those different ceremonies and observances that will be going on throughout West Tennessee, so check those out. Yes. We will have some Memorial Day classic TV programs this weekend on EPlus TV6, and also, of course, with Memorial, Day coming up Monday. JEA offices will be closed Monday. We get into music this week. Stacey Mitchart is going to be at the AMP Friday night, this coming Friday night at 7:30. The Exit 56 Blues Fest is Saturday and Sunday at Exit 56 at the West Tennessee Delta Heritage Center, and Rhythm on the Rails at Discovery Park. That's a summer feature, and they started that last week and will continue this Friday night. Meanwhile, coming up next week.
We're prepping for next week and the season of patriotic events. So we're going to hear from the fire department on fireworks safety. We're going to hear from Hub City Theater Group on their upcoming play. Also from the West Tennessee Veterans Coalition and Annual Women Veterans Day from both of those groups. And then also the Star Center is going to come on and talk about their upcoming career fair.
Okay. Coming up also, Hub City Theater Company, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, May 23rd through June the 1st, with performances at 7:30 on Friday and Saturday, and Sundays at 3, so be sure to check that out. Our congratulations to Mark Patey on his appointment by the County Commission to be General Sessions Judge, Division 1. And so our congratulations to him, and thanks to all those that were involved in that. And Justin William has been with us. Justin, how do people find out about you?
You can. I'm on all social platforms, all streaming platforms. You can find me at Justin William Music.
Okay. We got a ton of St. Louis Cardinal baseball coming up this week, too.
Always.
On EPlus TV6, always. Justin, it's been good to have you with us, so we're going to close out. Good Lord willing, we'll see you next week for more Six in the City. To the main stage we go with Justin William. Justin.
Maybe we've grown out of this. It's thoughtless if I'm honest. I think about you every day now. Give me back my youth. Starting morning, another drink and we got off in. Swear you gone now. This can be. We can be brave enough to tell ourselves the truth. And occupy this space that wasn't meant for you. And you've never seemed so shy with everything you do. When complicate what's mine, 'cause you've never failed to watch me lose it. Maybe we've run out of luck. Every meeting on the trust. Think about you every day now, and how deep the cut. Too stubborn to call it quits. We're burned out on promises. And where have you gone now? Oh, you can't be here. And we can be brave enough to tell ourselves the truth. And occupy this space wasn't meant for you. And you